Monday afternoon. As you can see, it is still sitting in the shop. Do have it in though, so that's a good sign. There is the old motor. Got a pipe hanging out of it because we tried to take the harmonic balancer and stuff off because I want that timing belt cover. So there's a busted up hood front grill that I'm gonna put on because the grill that was on here was in good shape. So that one got put up there for extra for later. And there it is. It is sitting in there. No exhaust hooked up yet. Don't have that motor mount there hooked up yet. Don't have a starter, any of the hoses. Still no radiator. A lot of stuff I don't have. Did get this motor mount in. Needs to be tightened up a little bit. So that's obviously today's plan is going to be to get that motor mount there tightened in, get that exhaust hooked up, try to get it sitting back into here under its own weight, mounted correctly, take this thing, move it out of the way, then we will bring the radiator back in. I did take the air conditioning condenser out of the way, get all our hoses and stuff hooked up, our electronics. I do got to walk out to the white tracker and steal that battery, put it on the charger, so as that hopefully in the next day or two we'll be able to try to fire this thing up. That's kind of as far as we've gotten so far. Do want to thank a couple of friends, Paul and Austin. Those guys came over yesterday, helped me get this thing dropped in. So the motor is in, sitting on the mounts, ready for all the other stuff to be hooked back up. Did manage to go ahead and get the exhaust hooked up and the coil, O2 sensor, ground right there. That's the ground we had issues with on the Trash Panda, so we took the time to make sure that was good and clean. We are gonna call it night, or well, it's still a day, but we gotta cook some dinner. This is where we're leaving off on Monday afternoon. Didn't meet our weekend deadline, but hey, there's going to be another weekend in a few days. If you're still watching this video, you're probably wondering why the heck there is no actual footage of the motor being set in. Rather, there's just footage of it already sitting in there. Well, simply, I'm an amateur. We had to put this thing in there and pull it back out 3 times in order to get it right. And for some reason, my cell phone was storing all the videos in the trash file, and there wasn't any room left to record more videos. So it went in and out 3 times because of my amateurness. First time we forgot to put in the plate that goes right there to hold the starter in. And so once we got it in there, we realized it needed that. Second time, we could not figure out the best way to get to the torque converter bolts, so we went ahead and pulled it out again and put the torque converter on outside of the vehicle and then put it all back together. And then the third time we put it in, we got it all in there nice and neat and everything bolted up to the transmission. So on the note of amateurism, also that exhaust right there, that connection, supposed to have a gasket in it. Thought I had one, don't think I have one now. So we'll have to make another trip to the parts store, probably on the way home tomorrow from work. So that is the reason that there's no footage on this video of the actual motor being placed into the rig. Sorry about that. I'm learning as we go on this thing, so bear with me. I'm sure the videos will get better. Okay, we're gonna try to turn the key for the first time and see what happens. Oh, looks like still no power to the starter, so we're gonna have to do a little more work. All right, attempt number 2. How about that? Oh, that's awesome. Still got a lot of work to do. Put the radiator back in. Got smoke blowing everywhere. I'm thinking that's just oil and stuff burning off. Put water in it, put the fan on, check for leaks. But we turned the key and it fired up. That's so stinking awesome. So in all our excitement to get the thing fired up and turn the key, one of the things that we didn't hook up or mess around with, transmission lines. That wasn't very smart. Well, we'll put that on the list of things we got to deal with. But the good news is it fired up. Also have to put a drive line in the rear end because it still won't go anywhere. Got some oil on the ground right there. That's not good. I think that's the rear main seal. We did notice it was a little wonky when we started. It is running. We got a drive line put into it, so I guess we'll try and check it out. See how it idles there. Alright, in reverse with the brake on. Seems to level out with some pressure on it. Let my foot off here and see how we go. If it moves, hopefully. Oh yeah, we're moving. That's awesome. Back into drive. Oh yeah, sweet. Except for the oil leak. Had to deal with a lot of water leaks today, but I got all that pitched up. Radiator back on, everything's back together. Unfortunately, it does that and it leaks oil. So